Good afternoon, students. So this is the third case in the Routh-Harris criterion for solving the problem and the stability for finding the stability of the system. So the first element of the row is 0. So in the previous classes we have seen the two cases. Those are the first one is the normal Routh array. It means if you don't have any zeros, directly if you are going to construct the Routh array and finding the stability of the system, you are saying it as a normal case. Case 2 is if all the elements of the rows are zeros, then how you are going to solve the problem and finding the stability of the system. That is the second case. So the third case is case 3. First element of a row is 0. So while constructing the Routh array, if a 0 is encountered as first element of a row, then all the elements of the next row will be infinite. So while constructing the Routh array, so if you want to find the elements of a particular row, you are considering the previous two rows, right? So if you are going to consider previous two rows, if the Routh array is consisting of 0 as a element in any one of the row, then whatever the elements you are calculating for a particular row, that row will get infinite, right? So to overcome this problem, you are making, that is nothing but you are letting 0 to a epsilon. It means nothing but you are replacing the 0 element with a epsilon and complete the construction of the Routh array in an as usual way. That is nothing but case 1. Okay, remember students what we are doing. If you are obtaining any 0 as a first element in a given in any row, you are replacing that 0 with a epsilon. Okay, and finally after replacing 0 with a epsilon, you are continuing the process in an usual way. That is nothing but case 1. Okay, and after finding the Routh array, okay, and once again you are making the epsilon tends to 0. You are making the epsilon tends to 0. Once again you are replacing the elements of the epsilon tends to 0, and finally you are determining the values of the elements of the array which are functions of epsilon. It means nothing but if you have any elements as functions of epsilon, once again you are finding what are the values of that particular element. Okay, like that you are calculating the values. Okay, now see the first one. So if there is no sign change in any first column of the Routh array, and if there is no row with all zeros, then all the roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane, and you are saying that the system is a stable system. So if there is no sign changes in the first column of the given Routh array, then you are saying all the roots are lying in the left hand side of the S plane, and you are saying that the system is a stable system. If there is any sign changes in the first column of the Routh array, so if you have any sign changes within the first column of the Routh array and there is no 0 and there is no with all zeros, then what you are saying, based upon the number of the sign changes, some roots are lying on the right hand side of the S plane and some roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane. If some of the roots are lying on the right hand side of the S plane, you are saying that the system is a unstable system. Okay, so once again depending upon the number of sign changes, you are representing the number of roots lying on the right half of the S plane and left half of the S plane. So, and after that, if there is a row of all zeros, after letting epsilon tends to infinity, okay, if epsilon is replaced with 0, epsilon is replaced with once again 0, then there is a possibility of roots on the imaginary axis. So all those roots are remaining, all the roots are lying on the imaginary axis. Okay, then after that you are determining what is the auxiliary polynomial, and based on that you are dividing the characteristic equation by the auxiliary polynomial to eliminate the imaginary roots, and finally the Routh array is constructed based on the coefficients of the polynomial and characteristic equation that is nothing but you are using the method 2 of case 2 polynomial here. Okay, like that you are considering the case 3 case. Okay, so see here problem, you can understand what is case 3. If any one of the element is 0, you are saying that any one of the element is 0. So see the example 4.3, construct the row array and determine the stability of the system represented by the characteristic equation s power 5 plus s power 4 plus 2s cube plus 2s square plus 3s plus 5 is equal to 0. So and the given characteristic equation is, this is the characteristic equation. So what is the power of highest power here? It is nothing but n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. So this is, you are saying it as a fifth order system. So n is equal to 5 means nothing but it is having 5 roots. It is having 5 roots. And 5 is nothing but the odd number. 5 is nothing but the odd number. So now you are framing the first row of the row array using the coefficients of odd powers of s, and second row is using coefficients of even powers of s here. Okay, so what is the s power 5 coefficients now? So in the given characteristic equation, what are the odd powers? S power 5, s cube and s are the odd powers. So what are the coefficients of odd powers? 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. S power 5 quotient is 1, s cube quotient is 2 and s quotient is 3. So the first row quotients are 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, even powers of s, that is nothing but s power 4. S power 4 quotients. So what are s power 4 quotients? 1, s square quotient is 2 and 5. 5 into s power 0. Okay, so the quotients are nothing but 1, 2, 5. That is nothing but row 2. Okay, now based upon the row 1 and row 2, you are framing the s cube, s power 3 quotients. So how you are framing the s power 3 quotients? So based upon s power 4 and s power 5. So once again the elements are fabricated like this: 1 into 2 minus 2 into 1 divided by coefficient s power 4 coefficient. First element is nothing but 1. So you will get the value as 0. Okay, next element can be framed by using 2 into 3 minus 5 into 2 divided by 1. 1 into 3, sorry. So here you are calculating the value of the second element as 1, the first 1 into 3 minus 5 into 1 divided by 1. You will get the second element. So what is the second element value? It is 5. Okay, so now the elements are, s cube elements are 0 and minus 2. 0 and minus 2. So the case 3, what you are saying, if you are obtaining the first element as 0 within the given row, you have to replace that 0 with a epsilon. Okay, for finding the next elements of the given row. So you are replacing the 0 with a epsilon. So epsilon minus 2. Okay, now you have to calculate s power 2. S power 2 values can be calculated by considering the s power 3 and s square rows, right? So sorry, s power 3 and s power 4 row. Okay, so once again, now the values here you are represented as, so s power 3 is epsilon minus 2. So s power 2 value is epsilon into 2 minus 2 into 1 divided by epsilon. That is the first element value. Okay, see here. So epsilon into 2 minus of 2 into 1 divided by epsilon gives the first element of s square row. Similarly, what is the next value? That is so epsilon into 5 minus 2 into 1. Okay, minus 2 into 1 gives the epsilon into 5. So you don't have third element, so epsilon into 5 minus, here there is no third element, so represent it as 0. So 0 into 1 divided by epsilon. Okay, so the value is nothing but here that is 5. So s power 2 values, what are s power 2 values? 2 epsilon plus 2 by epsilon and 5. Those are s power 2 elements, s power 2 row elements. Okay, now you have to find s power 1. So s power 1 is elements can be calculated based on the elements of s square and s cube. So what are the elements here? 2 epsilon plus 2 by epsilon into minus 2. How you are taking the elements here? So 2 into epsilon plus 2 divided by epsilon into minus 2. Okay, minus 5 into epsilon divided by coefficient is divided by coefficient 2 epsilon plus 2 by epsilon. So what is the value here? The value is represented as, after simplification you will get the value as minus of 5 epsilon square plus 4 epsilon plus 4 divided by 2 epsilon plus 2. Okay, that is s power 1. Similarly, you have to calculate s power 0. So s power 0 values are based upon s power 1 and s square. S power 1 and s square elements. So what are the values here? So s power 1 element is this one. So this value into 5, and here you don't have any value, so 0. So 0 into 2 epsilon plus 2 divided by epsilon divided by, okay, coefficient is nothing but s power 1 element coefficient, that is minus of 5 epsilon square plus 4 epsilon plus 4 divided by 2 epsilon plus 2. Okay, so now this value is 0, and here this elements gets cancelled, so finally the value is 5. Okay, so finally you are constructing the you have constructed the row array up to here, that is nothing but s power 0. These are the rows and these are the elements of the given rows. Okay, now after that what you have to do? So for finding the exact values, so you have the elements in the form of epsilon, so you have to find the exact values of that given rows, the row array. So once again you have to replace this epsilon with a 0. Okay, so now replace the element the epsilon with a 0. What you will get? So s power 5 elements are 1 2 3, s power 4 elements are 1 2 5, and s cube elements, so replace it with 0. 0 minus 2, s square coefficients 2 into 0 plus 2 by 0, the value is infinity, right? So infinity and 5, and next one s power 1 values, here you will get the value as minus 2, so the value is minus 2 here. Okay, and after that s power 0 value is 5. Okay, so see here all of you. So by doing this process, here you are obtaining the infinity, right? So with this infinity, if you are not doing this process, these two remaining elements also will be as a infinity actually. But by doing this process, that is nothing but replacing the 0 with the epsilon, okay, and finding the row array, total row array, and after that you are replacing the epsilon with a 0, you are obtaining the values of the remaining rows which are not having any infinity elements. Okay, so that finally you can find the stability of the system by selecting the first column of the given row array. So what are the first column of the row array? 1 1 0 infinity minus 2 and 5. So these are the elements of the first column of the given row array. So first of all you should see how many sign changes are there within the row array. Is there any sign changes? So there is sign changes. So here the positive sign for the first element, you have the positive sign, right? Here the positive sign, here also the positive sign, this is neutral and this is positive, and you got the negative sign here. So this is the first sign change, this is the first sign change, plus 2 minus, and after that here once again minus 2 plus, there are two sign changes. So totally how many elements you have? Totally how many roots you have? 5 roots. How many sign changes you have? 2 sign changes. It means nothing but 2 roots are lying on the right hand side of the S plane. two roots are lying on the right hand side of the S plane, and because of the lying of the roots on the right hand side of the S plane, you are saying that the system is a unstable system, okay. And the remaining roots, so how many roots are lying on the left hand side of this plane? So in the 5 roots, the 2 roots are right side. How many roots are lying on the left side? Those are 3 roots. So 3 roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane. So finally what you are saying, the result, that the system is an unstable system, and finally you are representing the 2 roots are lying on the right hand side of the S plane and 3 roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane. Okay, like this you have to do the third case, that is nothing but if you have the first element of any row is 0, then you have to do this process. Okay, and you can see the next example like this. Yes, this is also case 2 problem. Yes, this is case 3. See here, use the route stability criterion to determine the location of the poles roots on the S plane and hence the stability of the system. By the characteristic equation, you have the characteristic equation like this: s power 5 plus 4s power 4 plus 8s cube plus 8s square plus 7s plus 4 is equal to 0. Here also what is the value of the n? N is equal to 5 and it is a odd number, right? So your router is starting from odd powers, that is nothing but n, 5. Okay, so you have the n roots here. N is equal to 5. It is a fifth order system. Okay, so s power 5 row, first of all you are constructing the s power 5 row elements. So the elements of s power 5 is nothing but, row 1 is nothing but all odd powers of s, so that is nothing but s power 5, s cube and s. So what are the elements? 1, 8 and 7. Similarly second row is constructed based upon the even number, that is s power 4. So s power 4, s square and s power 0. So what is s power 4 here? 4, 8 and 4. So here you can simplify the process. So you can cancel the terms with a 4, right? 187 and 121. 187 and 121. So what will be the number here? That is here s power 3 can be determined by considering the once again the process of the row array, that is 1 into 8 minus 2 into 1 divided by 1. Okay, so we will get the value as 6. Similarly 1 into 7 minus 1 into 1 divided by 1, we will get the value as 6 here. So what are the elements of s power 3 row now? 6 and 6. Once again you can divide this with a value. What is that value? That is 6. You will get the values as 1 and 1. So now s power 3 elements are 1 and 1. After that calculate the s square elements. What are s square elements? 1 into 2 minus 1 into 1 divided by 1, s square elements. So you will get the value as 1. Okay, similarly for this calculating the second element, 1 into 1, and here you don't have any elements, so 0. 0 into 1 divided by 1. What is the value? It is 1. So s power 2 values are 1 and 1. Okay, finally you have to calculate s power 1. S power 1 value, what is s power 1? 1 into 1 minus 1 into 1 divided by 1. What will the value? It is 0. Okay, so you got 0 value here. You got 0 value. So if you are getting the 0 value, what you have to do? You have to replace it with a epsilon. So here you have only one element, right? That is also the first element, and you got the value as a 0. So you are replacing it with a epsilon. S power 1 element is now epsilon. So by using that epsilon, calculate the element of s power 0 now. Epsilon into 1 minus 0 into 1 divided by epsilon. Okay, what will the value? S power 0 value is 1. Okay, now after framing the route array, so now up to here you have framed the route array process. After finding the route array, for finding the value of that row, once again you have to replace this epsilon with a 0, right? So replacing epsilon with a 0, okay, so what will be the value when epsilon is replaced with 0? Okay, there won't be any sign changes in the system. There won't be any sign changes in the system. So when epsilon is replaced with 0 and there is no sign change in the first column of the route array, but we have a row of all zeros, and so there is a possibility of roots on the imaginary axis. So here when you are replacing it with a 0, okay, your route array is changed like this. There is no sign changes also, but this is a somewhat different case. You can say this case as a case 2 and case 3. Why? Because this is the element, this is s power 1 is having only one element, right? If you are replacing it with 0, you are saying that once again as a row of all zero case, row of all zeros case. If you have the row of all zeros case, then what is the condition? There is a possibility of roots on the imaginary axis, roots of the imaginary axis. So what is the auxiliary polynomial? So you have to find how many roots are lying on the imaginary axis now. Okay, is it okay, all of you? So first of all, you are finding the process of a single element, that is 0. You got the 0, so you are replacing the element epsilon, and once again you are replacing the epsilon with a 0, right, up to that case 3. So when you are replacing the 0 here, once again you are obtaining the case 2 case, okay, that is nothing but row of all zeros. So there is a possibility of imaginary axis, roots on the imaginary axis. So based upon the auxiliary polynomial, you have to find the roots. So if you have the 0 here, what will be the auxiliary polynomial? This is your auxiliary polynomial. So s square plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the auxiliary polynomial. So s square is equal to minus 1. So s is equal to plus or minus square root of minus 1, that is plus or minus j1. Okay, so the roots of the auxiliary polynomial are plus j1 and minus j1, which are lying on the imaginary axis, So the roots of the, you can say, you have already said that the roots of the auxiliary polynomial are nothing but the roots of the characteristic equation. So how many roots you have here? N is equal to 5. In these 5 roots, if 2 roots are lying on the imaginary axis, remaining there will be 3 roots, right? So if 2 roots are lying on the imaginary axis, you are saying that the system is a limitedly or marginally stable system, and the remaining 3 roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane, because there are no sign changes here. So you are saying that the remaining 3 roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane. So finally you are writing the result as the system is limitedly or marginally stable, and the 2 roots are lying on the imaginary axis and 3 roots are lying on the left hand side of the S plane. Okay, this is the case you got here. Is it okay, all of you? Okay students, listen to this lecture of the route array regarding the third case, and I will give 2 assignment questions. All of you solve those 2 assignment questions. Okay, if there is any doubt in solving that problems, you can raise the questions in the next class. Is it okay? Thank you students.